right, welcome everyone. Find yourself a really comfortable position. We'll do a little bit of very gentle movement. We'll do some mindful breathing, some meditation. We'll just ease our way into the new year. So I invite you to tuck the chin to the chest. Feel a stretch down the back side of the neck, maybe the upper shoulders, dropping the shoulders towards the hips, and finding some gentleness in this stretch. So if it feels like a lot, make it a little easier. Make everything a little bit easier today. And then looking down towards the right pocket, feeling the stretch move to the opposite side of the neck. Again, lowering the shoulders, finding the breath, making it easy, making it gentle. And the right ear to the right shoulder, again, feeling the stretch on the opposite side of the neck, letting the hands be really heavy, letting the shoulders drop away, but letting the stretch be easy. Let it be somewhere where you could stay here for many, many breaths. And then looking up towards the ceiling, feeling a stretch down the front of the throat, maybe touching the teeth together gently. Finding the breath here. And then left ear to left shoulder, feeling the stretch down the right side of the neck, letting the shoulders be heavy, letting the hands fall away towards the ground, just finding some peace here, letting the stretch feel good, feel nourishing. And then looking towards the left pocket, feeling the stretch move towards the back of the neck, maybe the top of the shoulder. Breathing here, just finding some extra space. And then once again, chin to the chest, moving slowly and deliberately into some seated cat-cows, arching the spine, tipping the hips, and then tucking the tailbone and tucking the chin, moving at a really gentle, easy pace. There's no need to be too big and no need to be too fast. Winter is a time for hunkering down, for slowing down, for being really deliberate, for conserving our energy. So let's respect the mood of the season and just move a little bit. I'll do one more like this. And coming back through to a nice tall spine. Feel free to tuck something behind the lower back or put something under the hips if that feels supportive. And we'll go into a nice gentle twist, looking over one shoulder. Sitting up tall and twisting, but not losing the breath. So making sure that you can breathe, that the breath is easy, that it's free flowing, that the twist feels nourishing, that it feels lovely in your body. And if it feels like a lot, then come out of it a little bit. 80% is good enough. We do not need to push ourselves. We want to be in alignment with the breath, with the mind, with the body, so that everything feels comfortable. And we'll very, very slowly come back to center. Take a big breath here. Let it out with a sigh. And then twist over the opposite shoulder. Again, making it easy, making it small. Making sure that the breath is coming in and out, that the body feels supported, not tense or tight. And very, very slowly, easefully, gently come back to center. If there's another movement, if there's something else that your body is craving, whether it's in the hands, the arms, if it's stretching out the feet or the hips, whatever it is, ask your body what it would like and give it as much of that as you need or want so that you can find some stillness that's comfortable. So some neck rolls or some hip circles, whatever it is. And it can also be really organic movement. It doesn't have to be like a yoga pose or something that's formal or defined. Just wiggling and moving or patting or brushing out the excess energy can also be really helpful. And then when you're ready, there's absolutely no rush. Find yourself your most comfortable seat. If you like, you can close your eyes. You can also lower the gaze, make the eyes go a little fuzzy. And I'll invite you to just calm everything down. Find the breath. Make the breath very easy, in and out through the nose where you can. Really gentle, so you can barely feel it in your chest, barely feel it in the belly. Letting it ride like a little wave, inhaling and exhaling and inhaling again. And we'll stay with this very gentle, very easy breath. I have a poem for you called White Eyes by Mary Oliver. And it goes like this. In winter, all the singing is in the tops of the trees, where the wind bird with its white eyes shoves and pushes among the branches. Like any of us, he wants to go to sleep, but he's restless. He has an idea, and slowly it unfolds. From under his beating wings, as long as he stays awake. But his big, round music, after all, is too breathy to last. So it's over. In the pine crown, he makes his nest. He's done all he can. I don't know the name of this bird. I only imagine his glittering beak tucked in a white wing, while the clouds, which he has summoned from the north, which he has taught to be mild and silent, thicken and begin to fall into the world below, like stars or the feathers of some unimaginable bird that loves us, that is asleep now and silent, that has turned itself into snow. Come back to the breath. This very gentle, easy breath, letting the inhale become the exhale, and the exhale become the inhale, embodying this silent fall of snow. Snow can be very gentle, very easy. Sometimes we don't even know it's happening until it starts accumulating puffy white flakes. Can your breath mimic this gentle fall of snow, this tucking into a nest, this deep slumber of winter where it's okay to be a little more quiet, to be a little less productive, to be a little more interior. Inhaling and exhaling very gently, letting the snow fall in your mind. Perhaps a memory of a snow, or visualize a made up location where the snow falls. Where the pine trees are silhouetted against a white sky. Where everything is very still. Join me if you like in some 4-7-8 breathing while we sit quietly amidst the snowflakes. Inhaling for 4, holding the breath at the top for about 7, or as long as feels good in your body. And then this long, slow exhale for 8, either through the nose or through the mouth. That long exhale helps us tune into this rest and digest part of our nervous system. Inhaling for 4, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. Staying with this for a few minutes. If you lose the breath, it's no big deal. We just come back to it. And if it becomes too much or doesn't feel good in your body, just come back to that nice, gentle, easy breath. There is no have to. It is all invitational. Inhaling for 4. Holding the breath for 7. And a long, slow exhale for 8. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Inhaling for 4. Holding the breath at the top for 7. And then the longest, slowest exhale of your day so far. There is no rush. Luxuriate in the breath. And when your next round of breath is complete, let it return to normal. In and out through the nose where you can. That very gentle breath, seeing if you can relax the body even more, the shoulders, the hands, the jaw, the hips, the feet. Inhaling, turning into an exhale, and an exhale turning into an inhale so gentle, so easy, that you can barely feel it in your chest, barely feel it in the belly. And we'll revisit the poem White Eyes by Mary Oliver. In winter, all the singing is in the tops of the trees, where the wind bird with its white eyes shoves and pushes among the branches. Like any of us, he wants to go to sleep, but he's restless. He has an idea, and slowly it unfolds from under his beating wings as long as he stays awake. But his big round music, after all, is too breathy to last. So it's over. In the pine crown he makes his nest. He's done all he can. I don't know the name of this bird. I only imagine his glittering beak tucked in a white wing, while the clouds which he has summoned from the north, which he has taught to be mild and silent, thicken and begin to fall into the world below like stars or the feathers of some unimaginable bird that loves us, that is asleep now and silent, that has turned itself into snow. Bring your attention to your hands. And if you like, you can rub the hands together, the palms together, the pads of the fingers together slowly at first, and then generating some friction, building some heat, counteracting the winter, the snow, the cold, the wind. And then when you're ready, and your hands are feeling quite warm, place them on your face, over the eyes, on the cheeks, perhaps the back of the neck. Breathing here. Finding comfort in your own touch. If the eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open, maybe giving yourself a little massage, some gentle touch, coming back into your space, into the rest of the day, bringing in an appreciation for the season and an expectation that it's okay to be slow and deliberate and mindful. We'll take one big breath in together and let it all go with a sigh. Thanks for practicing with me today.